Hello again, my name's Gabe Zollner. I posted MVI 1538. Did Ivan Lopez premeditate the Fort Hood murders? And in that video I had said that based on information that I was able to ascertain, that Lopez purchased that 45 on April the 1st, 2014. And when I was watching Fox News, they said it was March the 1st, 2014. I did additional research, and again, depending on where you look, they've got conflicting dates. But if it was in fact March the 1st, what that does, it further reinforces premeditation. Yeah. I think what has to happen is they have to, first of all, stop lying to us. And I think the reason they're lying to us is because Obama does not want this tied to a radical extremist event. That's why the original Fort Hood shooting that was done by Major Nadal's son is still today, 5 years later, referred to as workplace violence, which is totally absurd when Major Nadal's son was screaming Allah Akbar as he's slaughtering innocent soldiers. But again, the administration does not want to admit that that's what it was, for a whole lot of obvious reasons. Mainly because we've got a radical extremist Muslim at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Now, if the gun was purchased in March the 1st, it'd be interesting to see if he's purchased any guns prior to that. We'll probably find that that's not the case, which again further reinforces the fact that it was premeditated. Now, I'm not going to suggest that all the murders were premeditated, but the event itself was premeditated. And he didn't care who he killed. Was he strung out on psychotropic drugs? Quite likely. They all were. You notice how we never get a toxicology report on any of these insane shootings? Yeah, the administration is doing what I believe they've done in the past, which is a cover-up. And they're going to use this new event to once again attack our Second Amendment rights. They haven't given up. They never will give up. If it's proven that Ivan Lopez has not purchased any weapons prior, and if in fact the weapon that he purchased was purchased on March the 1st, and he went ahead and executed his plan 30 days later, what does that tell you? Doesn't that tell you that it was premeditated? It sure as hell tells me that. And it's really disgusting that this military top brass is sitting there feeding us a bunch of crap. That's what they're feeding us. In the other video that I posted, again, I went ahead and I looked up the yellow pages for Fort Hood, and there's 14 gun stores. Now, I don't know the proximity of guns galore with respect to where Lopez lived, but that would be interesting as well. And I got to believe that there were a lot of other stores that he could have gone to, but he went to this one intentionally to further inflict horror into the American people. He went to Fort Hood to further inflict horror into the American people. That's what terrorists do. So we'll see. We'll see if the truth ever comes out. It certainly hasn't come out with the initial Fort Hood shooting with Major Nadal's son. I suspect this one will get buried as well. Will we ever know the truth? Well, have we ever learned the truth about Kennedy's assassination? That's 50 years ago, folks. Yeah, they keep us in the dark like mushrooms. That's what they do. This could not have been a spontaneous event that was caused by an altercation. This was a planned assassination to inflict what? To inflict terror into the American people. That's what I think. So what do you think?